Good morning. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody had a lovely Thanksgiving here in the United States and was able to practice gratitude. And come over here. Come over here. Sit here. Sit here. Can't find a spot. He's a little anxious. I hope everybody had an opportunity to nourish themselves in ways that were healthy and balanced, and you were able to be thankful and give thanks to those who you love and to the opportunity that you have to be you and grow and learn and all the things. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Ascension and the Ascension process and what it means to actually awaken, because now that we are just on this brink of this massive planetary shift, and as we're moving out of 2020, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. I don't know if that's the right word. We're kind of all going through this major transformation right now, and that hasn't been the most easy experience. And I think a lot of people are looking forward to the future and are, kind of developing this experience of being at peace. And I think what has been happening is sort of this massive awakening, which we haven't all been necessarily as conscious of or able to put words to. And I've been, chatting with others in my life about what does it actually mean to ascend or level up or have this awakening. So we're all at different stages in the process, and the process is an incredible journey. And for me, it started when I experienced this very near fatal accident that I had as a teenager, and I had to really be confronted about what does it all mean, like where is meaning in life, and how do I continue to live and grow and ascend, if you will, awaken to my life under a circumstance of extreme physical trauma, and not to mention the actual impact that had on my mental state. So that really is what catapulted me into a newer, into a enlightened awareness of my experience as a spiritual being having a human experience on the 3D plane. So the process of ascension is really about how you can open yourself up and release and purge things in your cellular level that need to be let go of, so that more light can come through, so that this I don't know if more is the right word, so that your body can embody more light, okay? So that new things can be cultivated in this space where you've released and let go of density and past trauma, karma, things that have been stored in your cellular body that have been taking up space and that have kept you from allowing more light to come in. So the actual idea of ascension is about the amount of light quotient that your body can hold and emit, because our bodies are light frequencies. They're energetic light frequencies. That's on the quantum level. And ascension is the spiritual process in which you begin to embody more light. Okay, that's actually the definition that I looked up. So we all have sort of a trigger. There's a trigger, if you will, that triggers us to have an awakening. And that can be just in a space where we're meditating and we have this awakening where we're just going to wake up to a more ascended experience, a more consciously awakened experience. Or it could happen through very difficult experiences related to hurt and pain. And for me, it came through a almost near-death experience, and that could also be the case too. I really had to be confronted about a lot of things in that space. I learned about people, I learned about the physical experience of the human body, and that changed everything for me. It changed my entire existence, and then it just was a process that continued to exist now for 25 years. So that happened 25 years ago. So this can happen at any stage of your life, and it can happen in a variety of different ways. It can be triggered in a variety of different ways. So the first stage of ascension is sort of the trigger. It's the trigger to the awakening, okay? And then the second stage is the purge, the release. This is the most important part of the process because this is what allows for more light to come in, new consciousness to be able to be cultivated. So this is when we're releasing old memories, density, karma, the past that no longer serves us. So that could look like a lot of different things for you, and you get to qualify and decide how that actual experience goes. But this is going all the way down to a cellular level because this is where our memories are stored. This is where past trauma, karma, anything that is stored in our body is stored on a cellular level. So this is when the release is, this is the essential stage so that the cells can make room for more light. So, and then the third is the actual light quotient increases. So this is when we actually can embody more light. So, what does this mean to you? Where are you at in the stage of ascension? Because of what is happening on the planet today, things are far more accelerated. 2020 has been this intense, accelerated experience of forcing us to wake up, to ascend, to understand our experience on a global scale, to understand that we are all interconnected and that being mindful is an incremental piece of the process of the human experience, because we're learning now that it's imperative for us to be mindful of our health so that we can be mindful of the health of the people in our existence and experience around us. Thus, this global pandemic. It really shows us that we are not invisible, that we are not untouchable, and that we all are experiencing an experience collectively. And so we're all ascending. We're all, if you're living on this planet right now and you have access to communication, you have to be aware of what's happening. You have no choice. You can't go out into the world and pretend that what's happening isn't happening, because it's happening on a global scale. So we're all in this process of ascending into a more conscious level of a collective consciousness. So where are you at in the process? And, how are you cultivating the space for yourself to work through this? Because it isn't easy. I'm going to go through different symptoms of ascensions over the next week so that we can kind of all understand what this means. And one of the number one symptoms of ascension is exhaustion. This isn't easy. And if you're feeling exhausted right now, you are not alone. You are absolutely not alone, because your body is working in overdrive to navigate this, it's already exhausting enough to experience like a level up, okay? Because your body is working to, process and release. And that takes work on an unconscious level, because that is what is bringing us into a more conscious state. So if you're feeling physical symptoms, anxiety, stress, water retention, these are all symptoms of ascension. These are all symptoms of your body releasing things on a cellular level, okay? And we're all going through a physiological experience here. So if you want to know more about this, there are videos all over YouTube. You can Google it, stages of ascension. You can look at what happens to the body on a cellular level, quantum healing. There's information available to you. So I will spend more time over the next week or so talking about the ascension process and the symptoms associated with that. And I'm also going to talk more about what is actually happening on a planetary level as we move forward, as we have these planets shifting out of the Capricorn sign, Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto. Pluto's going to go fully into Aquarius, though, in like 2023, 2024. So this is going to happen over the next several years. Life as we know it is going to change over the course of the next 3 to 4 years. So, this is a massive undertaking that we are all going through on a planetary level. And I think the most important thing to remember is to be kind to one another, be compassionate, hold space, not take things personally, not get caught up in the egoic bullshit, allow people to be who they are and not necessarily get caught up in wherever somebody's at in the process, and just focus on what you can do to heal yourself and release and surrender and go through this in a way that's self-protective, but also grounded and coming from the heart-centered space, not getting caught up in the ego. That's the most important part, is to really see how your ego drives you and take responsibility for that, and allow yourself to make decisions from a heart-centered, compassionate place for yourself and for those around you. So cool. Okay, you guys. So if you've been having questions about what does spiritual awakening mean? What does it mean to level up? What does it mean to ascend? It's all about leveling into a higher consciousness, leveling up into a higher consciousness, releasing and letting go of past-based baggage, trauma, healing your body on a cellular level, and allowing for the light to come through you so that you can embody new experiences, okay? So I'm going to use this animal oracle. I love this deck. Let's talk to the animals today. See where we are with this. So I had a great vegan Thanksgiving. I made a bunch of vegan food for myself. I shared it with some of my people, some of my friends and my family, and it was lovely. I didn't really go. I saw my neighbor and my dad and my girlfriend. That's the extent of my Thanksgiving. I dropped a plate of food off at my dad's house. That was lovely. Spider spirit, make your dreams real. Starfish, open to infinite possibilities. Dragonfly, truth ascends illusions. Okay, So in the midst of change, it's really important to stay grounded in your truth. And what is it that you are, what do you believe is your dream? What is your truth and your mission? So when you're going through a spiritual awakening and an ascension, this is a really pivotal time for you to get really clear about what is your mission. So when I went through my awakening, it really brought to the light, what am I here for? What does this all mean? Why am I on this planet and what am I here to do? Okay? So if you haven't asked yourself those questions, maybe this is a good time for that to be something that comes into your consciousness. For me, I'm clear that I am here to create a space for conversations related to balance and justice. I'm a Libra. My North Node, if you know anything about North Node, your North Node, if you've ever been able to look at your birth chart, your North Node is why you're here, okay? And your South Node is what has brought you here. That's the past life. That's what you've mastered, okay? That's what you've been able to be really successful at. And your North Node is where you should be headed in this lifetime. My North Node is in Libra in the 11th house, okay? Which means that it's all about humanitarian community. It's all about giving back and creating a platform, if you will, or a space for a community to be cultivated around humanitarian efforts. My position and a lot of the work that I've done in my career has been around social justice. My academic background is in social justice and public policy, and I have spent years and years of my life talking about how we have economic, how we have an economic a system that is fair and just to everybody, so that we all have the opportunity to have a life that is healthy, balanced, nourished, compassionate, that there isn't this idea of a pie where I get some, if that's all we got is the pie and we have to divide the pie, how are we going to divide the pie? It's like we can all have pie. It doesn't mean that I get a bigger piece and you get a smaller piece, or you, because of how I look or who I am or where I was born, doesn't mean there has to be this disparity in what I get and you get. So my platform is to really create the space to have the conversations on what really does advance the humanitarian experience, the evolved human, okay? So I'm living a vegan life, and I've decided to become vegan because of what animal agriculture does to the planet. The number one way to solve greenhouse gas emissions is to stop eating meat, because that is the number one cause of greenhouse gas emissions. The number one cause of deforestation, animal agriculture. So if the one thing that I can do to save the planet from being destroyed is to not eat meat, then I am taking that on, okay? I am taking that on because that is the biggest issue, okay? So if the number one way to reduce man-made disease is diet, then recognize how to have a healthy diet. So I worked in prevention for a decade. I worked in community prevention and things that like epidemiological issues in a community, okay? So if the number one cause of drug use in a community is economic deprivation, then let's look at how to create economic development in a space where there's deprivation. So it's really looking at the cause and effect of a global scale of balance, okay? So if neutralizing my carbon footprint means one of the things that I'm doing is teaching other people about veganism, then that's my mission. That's why I'm here. I'm here to create the conversation around how we can better treat our planet, okay? I read this thing the other day that said a girl had made a mission statement about what she was doing, and it was people, planet, or it was planet then people. We have to teach the people in order to protect the planet, okay? I get where she was coming from, and I 100% support her mission, but I think it's really important to understand how we are going about having this conversation. We need to have the conversation with the people to save the planet, okay? That's the first step. We need to be able to have a conversation around collective value structure around how we actually treat the planet as a whole. I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and we were talking about a collective value structure. She and I don't talk politics because we have different political positions. She's had a very different experience in life than I have, and so her political position is going to be different than mine. And she hasn't had, her academic background is also different than mine. And so I studied public policy and social justice, and she studied communications and marketing. It's a different sort of philosophy of how we see the world. So I think one of the mission as a collective could be that we come up with a collective value structure that can help us navigate how to collectively address the issues that we are faced with as humans. So be open to what's possible. Be open to infinite possibilities here. Starfish spirit, open to infinite possibilities. What do you want? What is your mission? What do you dream yourself to be? Make your dreams real and be open to what's possible and be grounded in the truth. Truth transcends illusion, okay? So the truth is that animal agriculture is destroying the planet. That's the truth. If you think that eating meat is no big deal, fine, that's where you're at. But the truth is it's destroying the planet, okay? And humans don't need meat. We weren't originally eating meat as a species. We were eating plants. And it got to the point where we were desperate for food. So we started eating meat, animals, as desperation. Not because we felt that it was a necessary thing. We weren't in that space. We evolved into that space, and now we can evolve out of that space. It's like the same thing. I was having a conversation with somebody else that I know around the conversation around institutional racism. That was, we talked that was talked into our evolution. We created that as a species, as a human species. Racism, slavery was talked into our existence. Now we need to talk it out of our existence. We need to work it out of our reality. So that requires us to collectively come together to have these difficult conversations about what is the truth. Not what is your truth based on what you think is truth. Okay? What is the difference between truth and illusion? Okay, this is really pivotal when we're transcending, okay? Getting on this, collectively coming together around what is a truthful value structure, okay? So as we continue to navigate these energies and transcend and ascend into more conscious being, it's about really being honest and truthful and being open to what's possible in the space of truth, okay, you guys, in the space of just cause. All right, so let's get some tarot. So if any of this is resonating, I'm using this opportunity right now to really, share some experience of my own experience, but please be, generous with your listening with me. I'm not trying to impose my agenda, but it's for me, it's critical for me to stand in my truth. It's who I am. And I've spent a lot of time being able to work through and talk through that for myself. What is my truth? My truth is I want to work together as a collective community to work toward human evolution in a way that's truthful and honest, and anything is possible. And create a space that is peaceful and loving and balanced, and I know that's possible. I know that's possible. So if there's any naysayers out there, I'm going to say it's possible, and I'm dreaming that into reality. I'm making my dreams real, okay? Make your dreams real. Spider spirit. All right, you guys. So let's see. Let's pull some tarot. See where we go with this. Three of Pentacles, working it out, baby. Four of Wands, working out the structure of it. Two of Swords, peace. Four of Pentacles, power. Nine of Swords, yeah. Fool. Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. Yum, yum, give me some. Seven of Wands. Six of Swords. Strength. This is so nice. Sun. Oh my God, you guys. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. All right. This is great. All right. So we are really now in this, I don't know if you've watched any of my videos last week, but I was talking about how we surrender to difficulties, to energies that are, oh God, how do I want to describe this? Energies that aren't grounded at the moment. Energies that are, that can be counterintuitive to where we are going. So the Three of Pentacles is about working things out, okay? It's about working together to work things out, okay? The writing is on the wall, okay? The Two of Swords is about surrendering. It's about, it could, it could be a stalemate, but it could also just be about, I'm at peace here. I let go. I release. I don't want to have a fight anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't need to push forward. I'm just going to sit here in my Zen space. I mean, she's got two swords in her hand, but it's about being at peace with what is. Okay? Working on being at peace with what is, while simultaneously in that space creating structure and conserving ourselves, because there is unnecessary stress that we've put ourselves through, cruel mental anguish about how things have gone, how things haven't gone, how things are going to go. I mean, this is all about the purging in the process. This is all about letting go of what no longer serves you in your mental space, okay? And allowing for a release of past-based bullshit. It doesn't mean that, there could just be things that no longer are in alignment with your truth, okay? And you're letting that go in order for you to heal and for light to be, more light to come to you, more enlightenment. And you may have had to, this is like you're really being the architect of your life. I look at the Eight of Pentacles as you're cultivating something, you're orchestrating something. I don't know what she's doing in this deck. She's got like hearts on a vine. The name of this card is called Prudence. So the way I look at this is that you're really just cultivating your experience in a way that makes sense for you, okay? And it's really balanced, stable energy. Which is not necessarily the case with the Fool, because the Fool has mastered Ascension, okay? The Fool can just release it all and forget it all happened, and now here we are, and here we are going forward, okay? This is it. This is just makes so much sense. The Fool takes a risk, takes a leap of faith, doesn't remember anything in the past. It's all in the past. The Fool is at nothing so that anything can be created. The Fool is like, hallelujah, praise Jesus, I'm going forward, here we go. Okay? I can't remember what happened last Tuesday. I am good. I am just going forward, and everything is great, and the sun is coming out, and, you know, whatever happens, happens. Which is a little different than this Eight of Pentacles. This is really grounded energy. This is all about working things out. This is all about cultivating and being the architect of your life. The Fool is like, I'm going for it. I have done the work, or I don't even remember if I did the work. I'm just trusting that I'm going forward and shit's gonna be great, okay? That is the Fool here. The Fool is walking towards the Ten of Cups, okay? The Ten of Cups is satiating, okay? It says satiety, okay? So that's all about being fed, nourished, comfortable, full. You have everything. You are golden. You are love. You are abundant. So the Fool is walking in that direction. And what's in front of that is this Seven of Wands energy. Standing in your truth, standing in your convictions, being honest with who you are and passionate and not waffling. It's like, this is it. This is who I am. This is what you got. I am satisfied. I am healthy. I am abundant. I have let go of the past. I am going forward. I am standing in my truth. And I am moving to calmer waters with logic and conviction. Okay? That's the Six of Swords. Moving to calmer water with logical thought. Okay? And standing in a space of strength. Yes. Howling at the moon. That is just a beautiful progression. And on the bottom of the deck is the most abundant, happy card, Sun. So the sun is coming out. You are standing in your power of truth and passion and celebration and abundance, strength. I mean, this is just lovely. So I think it's really important to let go of these thoughts of unnecessary stress. Yeah, because, oh my gosh, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, Princess of Pentacles. You are learning, if you let go of this Nine of Swords, cruelty, you're at the end of this. You're there. You're actually in the ascension. You are in the purge, okay? You are in the purge of this. And what's coming forward is truth and passion and you're learning. There are new messages that you're learning. You're learning a lot of new things about truth, transcending illusion, about passion, new beginnings related to things that inspire you, but also there's this Princess of Pentacles energy, this feminine, this new feminine grounded energy, okay? That can be cultivated in this truth and this illuminated, inspired experience of who you're becoming, okay? This is all about who you're becoming. Okay, you guys. With all that being said, this is going on a long time. This video is a long video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this reading resonated for you. Stay tuned. I'm going to talk more about Ascension and the symptoms of Ascension and what's happening on the planet over the next week. I hope you have a good weekend. I'm going to do a couple videos over the weekend related to this process, so stay tuned for those. I'm looking at doing some videos around the masculine and feminine energies and how to create that internal union for yourself so that you are coming from a balanced yin and yang. So, all right, you guys, have a good weekend. TGIF. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. I will see you again. Take care.